Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? That's better. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Hello and welcome to Third Rail Thursday. My name is Tim. This is They Make It Like That, and these are all the fun things that you probably already know. Hi. Yeah, I'm trying to get my laptop working, and it's not, because it's being super slow for some reason. So I'm looking at the chat on my phone this evening. So my apologies. Can you guys hear me okay? Volume is alright. Whoa, volume is definitely alright. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? 1277. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, you can hear me. Alright, cool. Alright. Wigwag says he seriously needs that blue West End hat. You can make that happen, man. You can make it happen. You could get one. You could get one at sterlingsociety.ca. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Let me just scroll up and see who's here. You guys have been here for a while, and I appreciate that. We got Wigwag was unofficially first, because we can't forget about M&M Rails. We got Trackside Mike in the house. Who else is here? Randall. Randall's here, but he might not stick around. That's alright. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate ya. M&M Rails, of course. It's not Third Rail Thursday without M&M Rails. We've got... I'm sorry, I really don't know how to pronounce your name. We got Cerna Jr. Lewis. Is that right? Is that right? Cerna? I don't know. I'm terrible at pronouncing things. Who else we have here? We got Rail Artist. Forever DC 302. Glad you could make it, because as you can see by the thumbnail, we're going to finish this guy. If you missed it, I worked on that on Sunday, and we're going to finish it up tonight. So, Forever DC 302, you are the owner of this car, and I'm glad that you're here, so you can yell at me if I'm doing something wrong. What else we got going on here? We've got Go Via or Go Home. Welcome, Chris. Thank you for joining us. Glad you could be here. Who else? Brian Ferguson. Alright. Who else is here? Who else is here? Lots of repeats. I'm gonna have to go back and read all of this stuff. Angela Crawford. Hello. I'm trying to remember what your actual name is. I think I ask this every single time. Alright, so we got Lewis. His name is Lewis. Wonderful. Hello, Lewis. And, yeah. We got CP368 Productions. We got Jackie. Hello, Jackie. How's it going, Jackie? Welcome, Jackie. Yeah, that's about it so far. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Taking the time out of your Thursday, your busy Thursday. I'm super grateful that the furnace repairman, who was scheduled to come here today between 5 and 7, came on time. And he was here and gone by the time I even got home, which I'm grateful for, because otherwise there would have been a chance, because typically technicians are late, and we would have had to contend with a bunch of people walking past me while I'm graffitiing and potentially bumping cameras and all that kind of fun stuff. All right. Product placement. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, my new sponsor. My new sponsor, Tim Hortons. Yeah, that's not going to happen. You never know. You never know. It might. It might happen. That would be cool. Hello, Kevin. Kevin is in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Now, Kevin, this message is specifically for you. I wanted to have a video posted today, but it wasn't to the exact specification that I would have wanted, so I didn't post it yet. So look out for that next week. Hopefully on Thursday you can look out for a video from me. Surprise, surprise. Who knew that that would actually happen? Is that a Wayne? No, that is not a Wayne Gretzky, because a Wayne Gretzky is essentially drinking a slushy that's coffee flavored. A Wayne Gretzky is 9 sugar and 9 cream. Which, I mean, that would be about this much cream and this much coffee. No, thank you. No, I drink the Canadian classic, the Double Double. The only thing is, a lot of times I find that they make the coffee too creamy. And when that happens, I get a 2 sugar, 1 cream instead, because it's a little bit less cream. And it kind of tastes like a Double Double used to taste 10 years ago. So yeah, that's what I do. Sorry, I got a bit of a tickle in my throat. It's nothing serious, don't worry about it. But yeah. What else we got here? Double Double. Yeah, a Double Double, for those of you who don't know, is just 2 sugar, 2 cream. 2 cream, 2 sugar, however you want to say it. But Canada, you know, Double Double. It's just faster that way. In fact, I don't have one with me. I wish I did. In Canada, we have a coin, a $2 coin called a toonie. And up until a few weeks ago, a toonie would get you a large coffee at Tim Hortons. And I used to just call them Double Double tokens. But now they raised it and it's $2.07, which is really frustrating. Yeah, so it's not a Double Double token anymore. I used to say that they needed to get rid of the polar bear on the back of the toonie. I kid you not. If you're from the States and you don't know any of this stuff, you're probably just laughing right now. Like, yes, we have a polar bear on our money. But I was joking that they need to get rid of the polar bear and put a Tim Hortons cup instead, because it's what you use to buy a Tim Hortons coffee. But, oh well, that's not going to happen. Black and lots of sugar. I mean, that's one way to have it. Sometimes I don't typically have cream at work, so I just have black and sugar. It's not my preference, but I will do it, because it's better than no coffee. Yeah. Yeah, trackside mic. It's 207 now for a large coffee. It's pretty ridiculous. But, anyway. Yeah, remember the KFC on the Toonie Tuesday. You could buy a little value combo at KFC for $2. And it used to be, when I was a kid, the Toonie Tuesday special was $2 including tax. Like, it was whatever the change would be plus tax equaled $2. So it was less than $2 plus tax, which equaled $2. So you could go into a KFC with a toonie and you could get a small meal. Now, and then as a couple years ago, Toonie Tuesday was $2 plus tax, and now it's like $3.80 something or something like that. I don't even know, but it's pretty terrible. No, I was not a kid last year. Mark, I have 3 kids. I'm old now. Alright, moving right along. Let's take a look at this car. It's funny, I was joking with Chris while I was doing this car. If you missed Chris's Sunday brunch kit build last week, I had a couple of minutes to spare and I worked on this car on his channel. And we were joking about how sometimes I'll change the spelling of a word based on how much space I have. So I was just joking about it, and I used the example of if I was writing the word track and I was running out of space, instead of T-R-A-C-K, I would spell it T-R-A-K. And then, ironically, I ran out of space writing the word marshmallow, and it doesn't have a W. But hey, it still works. You can still read it, and that's the whole point. Maybe whoever in HO scale that did this graffiti, maybe that's how they spell their tag. I don't know. And then on the other side, we have some just random stuff. Save, I'm sure you've seen me do a million times. And this one here is just some random letters. I was just trying things out. And now we're going to weather it. So why not? Let's just weather it. Shall we? Now my basement is kind of upside down right now because I had to clear space for the furnace people. I didn't know how much room they were going to take up. And I also didn't want them to break anything or knock anything over. So I just kind of packed things away at random and whatnot. So anyway, that's my excuse for it being a mess down here. I don't even know. It's always a mess down here. So I'm just going to do a few tags. Gotta have tags. Yeah, I fixed your furnace and ran some trains. It's always funny, though, when people come downstairs to do whatever it is that they're doing, whether it's furnace or electrical or whatever. When people who have no idea what to expect come around the corner and see trains, everyone is always just kind of floored. Yeah, Lewis, these are just regular fine tip Sharpies. And sometimes I use these ones. I don't even know. I think these are from the dollar store. They came in a pack of a bunch of different colors. Sometimes I'll use these as well. I'll put Forever DC. Why not? And then sometimes they don't even have to be legible, right? Because from here, you're looking at it from a camera that's like 18 inches away. And it just looks like a scribble. But it works. It sells it, you know? So we're going to do that. Oh, this is still on autofocus. I don't want it on autofocus because it's going to track my hand all night. Let me fix that. There we go. Just some random tags. Doesn't even matter. I dare you to tag the RNS with Looney Tooney. Alright. Why not? Done. Looney Tooney. The whole fam damnly is there. Alright. Yes, this weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving. We get our Thanksgiving out of the way real quick up here. It's actually surprisingly early this year. That's the thing about Canadian Thanksgiving is it seems like it's on a different day every year. I always forget which day it is. And then it's always like, oh yeah, Thanksgiving is this weekend. And you're never prepared. At least with in the States, don't you guys have it on the same Thursday every year? Like it's like the third Thursday in November or something along those lines. I don't even remember. But it's in the States. I gotta say though, why a Thursday? That's what I want to know. Why Thursday? I'm just I'm trying to find more ultrafine Sharpies that are not dead, and more product placement. I just have a bunch of stuff in a coffee can. The thing I've mentioned this before. These ultrafine Sharpies sometimes die. Like if the paint is not dry enough when you use them, or depending on the surface of plastic, they die pretty quick. So yeah. So I always have a bunch of them on hand. This one actually works pretty good still. And of course, I forgot to switch the... I just did that. Hey, John. Yes, this can is old, Shauna. This can is at least 10 years old. I have several of them. I have... Because I kept them way back when I was keeping Tim Hortons cans and using them to store stuff in them. So I have like a coffee can with sand in it, and I have a coffee can with dirt in it, and a coffee can with sawdust in it, and all these different things for doing scenery. And they just work, you know? Like, why not? They're free. You just have to drink a bunch of coffee first. Now it's a different story because I have a Keurig, so I don't know how that would work. But I have a bunch of coffee cans stashed away from 10 years ago or so. It's an antique now. Oh, here's one that's a different color. There we go. Let's do a tag in a different color on this side. There we go. All right. So you guys all have big plans for Thanksgiving? Or what? Tell me everything. And I will do some weathering. Forever DC says he cuts his coffee cans in half for oil storage at HO scale. Yeah, that works. Why not? You could probably get those smaller sized ones and use them for N scale. So Doug says he wants this thing weathered heavy. So who am I to deny him of that? I love a good excuse to weather something heavy. So I had a dry paintbrush that I used for blending, and I finally had to retire it the other day. It's, here, I'll show you. It's so bad that when I'm, like, it's in through here, there's like no bristles right here. And more bristles fall off every time I use it, and they get stuck in the weathering powder, and it's just a disaster. So I retired it, but I've been using that same brush for probably like 2 years. Can't really complain. See how long this one lasts. I'm gonna do pan pastels as well. Why not? The guy said he wanted it heavy, so let's just do it. Let's just do it. I mean, that's very heavy. I'm gonna blend that, don't worry. It looks like a lot. Let's find... I'm gonna find it. Where did it go? Oh, maybe it's in my coffee can. There we go. Go. Oh, is Bernard here? Hi, Bernard. Who else we got here? We got Sean. Hello, Sean. Sean from Delaware. Glad you could join us. Are backyard fireworks legal in Canada? As far as I know. I don't know if you need a permit or anything like that. I guess it would depend on the city. I have a cousin that's a licensed pyrotechnic, and we used to have some pretty massive fireworks displays. Okay. Thank you for the update, Mike. The only question I'm having is, why is there 22 people and only 9 likes? Come on. That's easy math. It should just be 22, 22. That's all I'm going to say on the subject. Right, I am going to spray that. So that, because sometimes when I do weathering powder, I like to keep it in powder state because I find it looks a lot more rusty that way. It might not translate as well on camera, but it looks super rusty in real life. A lot of times I'll even just take the Q-tip and just sprinkle it. Just get a little bit on the Q-tip and then just twist and just let it fall where it falls. And then I dull coat that and it stays where it is. As long as you do a nice light coat and you don't blast it too much with the aerosol. Otherwise, you've lost all of your progress. So I'm just going to spray that real quick. There it is. We got Sky Goddess 88. Hello. And James, I don't even think I said hi to you yet. Hi, James. And, of course, Split Rock. Thomas, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for joining us. Who else is in the chat? Whoops. Who else is in the chat? Of course, we got Bernard. I think I said hello to you, Bernard. Hello, Bernard. Yeah. Weird tickle. Need to get a cough drop or something. Can I pull this up on my computer yet? There we go. All right, so we got Mark Bennett here. Hi, Mark Bennett. Mark Bennett Camera Crisis. He's editing a stupid video. Oh, that's what you're saying, Doug. Sky Goddess 88 is Marshmallow. That's pretty cool. Welcome to the chat, Marsha. Glad you could join us. And, yeah, Mark Bennett. If you guys are ever interested in cameras, you guys should check out Mark Bennett's channel. Not totally on brand with all the train stuff, but super cool guy, super funny, fellow Canadian, and all-around good guy. So if you get a chance, go and check out his channel. If you want someone that actually posts videos on a regular basis instead of me. Alright. I'm actually going to put a little bit more powderiness on the roof. because it's not as powdery as I wanted it to be. Oh, you got a tin brim there. Sorry about that. How would you guys feel if I did a tin brim Sterling Society hat? A limited run. Would you guys be on board with that? Would you guys purchase one or 6? And we got Ace in the chat. Hello, Ace. So I've been asking Doug if he likes this car and to stop me if I'm doing anything he doesn't like and all that kind of stuff, but he's been holding out. Truly. It's actually Sky Goddess's car. So I think that if anyone has anything to say, it should be her. I'm going to spray this one more time. That's a little better. Now you can actually see some definition in the roof. And that one panel that I did with the silver is hardly noticeable anymore. That's alright. You can kind of see it depending on how the light is. And maybe that's the subtlety that you're looking for. I like it. Alright. Now, it's gonna get real messy. I'm gonna put a good heavy coat of rust across the top and pull down in various spots, typically on the ribs where all those rows of rivets are and around the door. That's where you tend to see rust forming. But I'm gonna give it a fairly heavy coat all across the top anyway. And remember to be vertical because of gravity. You know I love a blue CN, so I'm a sucker for cars like this. They're a lot of fun to work on. I have the blue CN-9 locomotive in N scale. It's one of my favorite ones. It's just unique. It's not something you see every day. But it exists. They make it like that. Ho ho! We got Heath in the chat. And we got Sean McGee. Welcome, both of you. Thank you for joining us. I'm a little off center here. Sorry about that, guys. That's looking like something. Now, Doug, I mentioned this when I was working on this on Sunday, but I don't know if you caught the replay or not. When I opened this box, these grab rails were super loose. I'm being as mindful as possible to make sure that they don't break. I might put a dab of super glue on them before I send them out, but if they end up surviving before I put it back in the box, I'm just gonna leave it for you. But I just wanted to let you know that that's how it was when it came out of the box. I didn't want you to come for me. All right. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. I'm going to do another little sprinkle. And a spray. I'm doing this one in layers. That way I can seal it in nice. It's nice to do that sometimes when you're working with the powders, because then you can get that speckled look. I think everybody breaks their steps off. I don't think I have a car with steps on it that's not in its original box still. But when it's a client's car, I gotta be extra careful. So Heath, what's going on, man? I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. And Ace, to answer your question, I am spraying it with Tester's Dull Coat. It's just this stuff here. Spray lacquer. Any dull finish clear coat will do the trick. In the past, I've used just dull, clear Tremclad. Typically, if I'm doing bigger stuff, like I've done a bit of O scale and G scale, and with that I just used regular spray paint. Yeah, and then Heath's asking if I'm gonna be doing some passenger cars coming up. Well, yes. Of course. Spin the wheel of graffiti. No, Sean, I haven't done that in the last couple of Third Rail Thursdays. I've just been plowing through my stack of cars to do. Yours are definitely coming up on the list. Don't you worry about that. And that's going to be super fun. I haven't done N scale on the channel in a while. The thing is, I'm fearful that I'm going to lose subscribers if I do N scale. As much as I love N scale, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of people either unsubscribing or disliking or all of that fun stuff. And I don't condone that sort of behavior, but you know, to each his own. It is what it is. All right. So a couple of announcements while we're just working away here. Next week on Third Rail Thursday is going to be, whoops, wrong one, M&M Rails. M&M Rails is next week, and that's super cool. So if you guys like watching Mark run trains and talk about things and show off his dog and program engines to 03, then that's the channel for you. I'm not doing a great job selling it. You just gotta watch it. Just watch it. Just tell everyone their HO scales. No one can tell the difference on camera. That's true. That's true. I could do that. When I brought this one up on screen on Sunday, everyone asked me, they're like, is that N scale? And so then I had to take an N scale car and put it next to it so that they could see that it was in fact HO scale. But yeah, so next week, M&M Rails, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then after that, of course, is Go VR, Go Home. Which, if you missed his Running Trains live yesterday, that was yesterday, yeah, because it was Wednesday. He's got a cool sign, and he's probably going to show it off not next week, but the week after. You should check it out. Also, if all goes according to plan, I do have a video coming out next week. I know it's been a minute since I've posted a video, but you should definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to be a doozy. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a long time coming. I've been working on it for a couple months now. I wanted to have it done this week, or yeah, for today, but didn't happen. So, next week. That's kind of my plan, is I want to post on Thursdays, because that's Third Rail Thursday day, so it's just a train day, you know? I mean, Thursdays has always been a train day for me, because back in the day, I used to be a part of a round robin club, and we would operate on Thursday nights. So, Thursdays is a train day, in my mind. So, why not post on a Thursday as well? So, if I have a video to post, it will be posted on a Thursday. Heath wants to know if it's about the layout. Well, Heath, I think you might just have to stay tuned and find out. It might be. Might be about my layout. Might be about a different layout. Might be just graffiti. Who knows? Or it could just be a video of a goat screaming for half an hour. No, not Robin Hood. Round Robin is a different story. Heath wants to know. Let me just spray this real quick and then I'll answer your question. Oh, wrong can. Where'd the other can go that I was using? There it is. Let me try something. While this is tacky, I'm going to sprinkle. Sprinkle! There we go. That'll work. Okay, so Heath wants to know, is it harder to graffiti and weather darker cars? Harder to weather darker cars than lighter cars. Lighter cars than darker cars. Are white cars harder to graffiti? Why don't I just read the question? I'm just going to read the question. Okay. Are white cars harder to graffiti and weather than darker cars? Yes. Not graffiti. Graffiti is pretty easy because, it's like you're drawing on a white piece of paper. It's really no big deal at all. But, the weathering, it's so easy to do way too much that, you have to really be light-handed to make it look soft. Let me show you real quick. Alright, so I don't even want to put it down on this table because the table is messy now. Hang on one second. I just need a piece of something. This'll work. Okay. Let's move this out of the way for my demonstrational purposes. You guys can hear the baby over the mic, eh? That's funny. No, honestly, it's 8:47. It's like a internal alarm clock where she just starts crying. So this is a white car that I did a while back. Let me darken this down a little bit so you can see it a little better. And we'll zoom in. So this is a car that I did a while back. It was white and now it's pretty dark. It's hard to see on camera. It's darker than I wanted it to be, but I'm still overall I'm pretty happy with it. This car is, you've probably seen this video as well. This car is super light weathering. I didn't even do any rust. I just did a light grime. And for comparison, here's the same car. Here's the same car without weathering. So you can kind of see. So you got dark, medium, and none. Let me zoom out a little bit more. This one I intend to weather. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And it's actually, it's a little dirtier than it was when it was new because it's been on my work table for a few weeks now. And like you can see a couple smudges. Actually, you probably can't see it on camera. But there's a couple smudges there. But yeah. So you can kind of see. Oh, and this one here. This is actually kind of fun. This one here was the second video that I did on my channel. And you can see I tagged right here. It says 67 subs. For 67 subscribers. I think that's kind of fun. I forgot I did that. I think for a while I thought, hey, let me put the amount of subs that I had at the time of filming on the car just to see the progress of the channel. But I think I abandoned that pretty quick because I completely forgot I even did that. But yeah. There you can kind of see a good amount of weathering on a white car, some weathering on a white car, and no weathering on a white car, except for just being in a dirty basement. But yeah, let me just move those out of the way. Hello, Mike. Thank you for joining us. Heath says I like the subtle weathering. All right, I'll keep that in mind when I work on your cars. Thank you for letting me know. That's perfect. Let me just clean up my work area a little bit. It's gotten very messy. It's true, Sean, the colors do look more brilliant on a white background, but if you're using the neon colors, like on that one car I just showed you, it comes out pretty great on a black car as well. I don't have an example to show you, but I've done it, and it's pretty awesome. Let me just You don't need to watch me clean. ASMR time. You guys just gave me a good idea for a short. Yeah, Kevin says I like to have all the levels of weathering. It's so true. They make it like that. Some cars are more weathered than others. That's just how it is. So you kind of have to have a little bit of everything. Otherwise, it just looks like a scrapyard on your layout. Yeah. Okay, let's get some more gloves on. Mark doesn't even order powdered donuts. You know, I don't like powdered donuts either. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Do we email if you want a Tim Brim hat? I don't know. I asked the question because I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about the subject. It's a possibility. Let's just put it that way. I don't know how possible it is, but it's a possibility. Let me just focus that. There we go. So I'm just going to layer some of that on there. I need another Q-tip. That one's mangled. I'll pull that down. You know, powders are messy, I get that, but it's not the end of the world. It cleans up. I just sprayed with alcohol and a paper towel, and away it goes. And I wear gloves when I use it now. I never used to, and you'd always see me at the train shows, and I'd have like brown and black smudges all over my face. Because all it takes is for you to have an itchy nose or something, and next thing you know, you're a brown noser. Put that in focus. There we go. Now it's in focus. I need to make a rig so that I can film doing the ends easier than just balancing this thing in focus and hoping I get it. There we go. Do I always wear gloves for weathering? I do now. I think I just answered that. I never used to. I do now. Especially because I'm filming myself and I don't necessarily want to get weathering crap all over my cameras. So... Is that the empty one? Yes. Garbage. I keep picking up the wrong one. There we go. Let's let that dry for a second. And now we're out of focus again. Ooh, boy. There we go. The other thing too, I used to always get weathering powder on my pants. And that was not fun either. It's just a messy thing. Especially you're at a train show for like, well, 2 days. A full day from like 10 till 4. I guess that's not a full work day, but still, it's a long day. For 2 days straight. You get kind of grubby. So yeah, I try to keep the mess down a little bit as I go nowadays. M&M Rails, you should name your channel after your dog. Or you could just come out with another channel that's about your dog. That could work. I feel like I'm yellow. Do I look yellow? Let me fix that. Can I fix that? Configure video. White balance. I don't know if I can. Oh, that's why. Nope. Not gonna work. Okay, I guess I'm yellow. Still haven't gotten another camera. I just have the one and a webcam. But that's alright. It's the light behind me that's yellow. Yeah, I know the light behind me is yellow. Laura says she wants to see long locks with no hat. Well, you're gonna have to subscribe to Couch Mom Club for that. I'm always dressed up. I've been on the channel like 5 times. Not every time I'm dressed up. It's just not in my... They make it like that uniform. You know, she's always looking nice, so I gotta look nice too when I'm on her channel. That's just how it goes. For those of you who don't know, Couch Mom Club is my wife's channel. It's all about motherhood and awesomeness. Those are the two main components. And if she hadn't have bought me this coffee, I would have probably been using one of her coffee mugs to broadcast. So, yeah, instead... Which breastfeeding video am I featured in? What? I'm not... No. Thomas wants to know if I always wear gloves when weathering. Thomas, I think you're behind a little bit, friend. I think you're watching a few minutes back. Yeah. Yes, I do. I didn't, and now I do. The end. Tim in a suit. It happens. Happens sometimes. It's a rare occurrence, but it happens. Let's move on, shall we? This is probably dry now. Let's get some gloves on. And I am technically in all of the videos because I film them and edit them. So, yeah. Just, I might not be in front of the camera, but I'm there. That's the wrong angle. There we go. So now I'm going to use some neutral gray. I typically used to always use the black for the bottom, but I find that the neutral gray is just a little bit softer of a look, and I like it a little bit more. The gray, I don't know why, but the gray, or the black, sorry, for some reason has like white in it. I don't know why that is. Split Rock says or M&M Rail says I thought she used a tripod. Well, put it this way, I used the tripod. No, it's a team effort. Honestly, that's our family project. This one is just me doing stuff on the weekends. This is really, I'm I don't know why I said weekends. This is really making this graffiti pretty well gone, eh? Oh well. He said he wanted heavy weathering. He's gonna get heavy weathering. I might actually do, once this is over, or once I'm done weathering, I might go back over this side and do another fresh one on top. Just because, why not? Shaking things up a little bit. Heath says I'm a tripod and sandbags at the same time. Yeah, right over there? Sometimes I feel like a tripod. Heath wants to know whose car this is. This is Forever DC 302. I think he's still in the chat. I'm not 100% sure. But there's a good possibility. Whoa, that step got really loose. I'm gonna be careful with those steps. Alright, let's seal that in and do some more graffiti. Yeah, Heath, my wife's name is Melissa. That is correct. Let's let that dry. Let's do some more ASMR. Here, ready? Let's putting away my pan pastels. And they can stack too. And then let's put away this AIM weathering powder. Yeah, Heath, I have done that where I've done graffiti with the door open a long time ago. I'd show you an example, but it's probably a terrible, terrible, terrible representation of my work. That is if I have a example here. I don't think I do. But I have done it before. But I don't do it every time there's a car with the door that opens because I don't want it to be overdone. No, Sean, I'm not going to touch up the weathering. I'm not going to touch up the graffiti, rather. I'm going to put more graffiti on top. It's not going to be... I'm not touching it up. Like, I'm happy with how that looks. Like, even this one here, I had a really cool gradient with a couple of colors, and now it's pretty well illegible. Yeah, so I'm gonna just leave that how it is. It is kind of cool though how you can open the door and there's a gap in the graffiti. The door's kind of hard to open now. There we go. It's pretty neat. Another thing you can do is just go back and paint the whole door a different color. Let's peel this off now. Ta-da! That came out pretty sharp. Happy with that. Alright, I need a quick word. Just a quick adding tags at the bottom of the cars now. Yeah, man. I do that sometimes. The thing about it is, Thomas, is a lot of the things that I do, I just do it at random and just shake up my style a little bit. Like sometimes I'll do a whole car, whole side. Sometimes I do half of the graffiti halfway through, like this one. Sometimes I do a lot of weathering. Sometimes I weather first and then add graffiti, because I try to make it as random as I can. Because not every instance is the same. I used to do it that way, where it was like, I do graffiti, one on each side or two on each side, and then weather it. And it kind of got repetitive. And it looked pretty much the same on every car. And now I try to keep it as random as I can, because I want it to be, you know, I want it to be authentic. I hear what you're saying. A lot of graffiti artists are short. However, there are the odd times when you see an auto rack that has graffiti floor to ceiling and it just looks super cool. I saw one the other day actually, and it just made me happy because I knew that they make it like that. I'm not just doing it because I think it looks cool, I'm doing it because it happens. Alright. I need a quick word. Doug, any ideas? You in here, man? Mr. Doug? Any ideas for a word? Alright, Mark. Mark's gotta go. But Mark will be on next week. Third Rail Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. I know what I'm going to put. Since we have Mr. Doug, who is Forever DC 302, I gotta put DC. So I'm gonna put DC. Why not? Let's zoom in, focus up, and go for it. The joke about pencil sketches is a lot of times you guys can't even see what's going on. Weathering with AJ. Hello, sir. And welcome. Glad you could join us. This guy is another young buck who does graffiti. And he's good. You guys should check him out. One of these days we're going to do a collaboration. I'm still holding you to that. We're going to make it happen. It's just a matter of finding the time. Okay, so I'm going to go with... I need to do an outline first so I don't lose my place. The Limestone City is here. Hello. Hello, the. I assume that's your first name. Come on, wake up, paint marker. More ASMR. Yeah, the blue CN cars are awesome. I think you got me one, didn't you, Chris? You got me one for my birthday. And I am forever grateful. I have a couple of them. They're really cool. Okay, so this is super frustrating. I don't know why my black paint marker is not working. I guess I need to swap out the tip, but I don't have an extra tip. I'm going to have to steal from another paint marker. Which I did not want to do, but whatever. Do it for the views. So AJ, are you back in school now? I assume, right? You're back in school. I can understand why that would make you busy. Life is just a busy thing. I've decided you kind of just have to carve out time, or else you're never going to have the time that you say you're going to have. You just have to push through and make it happen. Otherwise, you're never going to have time. You can't just say, oh, I'll wait till I have time. Because you won't. Months will go by. There we go. So now that's there. I'm going to do... No, Chris, you got me a TTX, the patched out one, and then you also got me a blue CN. I haven't had a chance to run them yet, but I will. And when I do, I will be sure to share with you my experiences, etc. I'm really looking forward to weathering that patched out one, because it just needs a quick weathering and it's good to go, because the patchwork is already done. So I'm not going to go for any kind of records tonight. Not a 4-hour stream or anything like that. I'm going to finish up this tag. And because I've already weathered, I'm going to call it for the night after this one's done. So where are we at right now? We're at 9:30, so it'll probably be about 10 o'clock by the time we're done. So Mike, you get up at 4:30 in the morning? You're crazy, man. I keep telling myself I need to get up earlier. Be as productive as I can in the morning, but it's hard because I find myself staying up later and later to get stuff done at night, and then the mornings are hard. You have to start work at 5? Oh my goodness. I start at 9. Sometimes I wish I started earlier because then I'd be done earlier, but I also have to drive like 45 minutes, so I'm kind of glad that I start when I do. How would you guys feel about a 4-day work week? If we did 4 10s instead of 5 8s? I've thought about it. I think I would do it. I think it would be nice to have that day. But I feel like it would fill up super quick. Like you'd end up just filling that day with other stuff, and then you would still not have any time to do anything. What am I looking for? There it is. Whoa. Mr. Doug, you gotta find me some deals like that. Hello, John. I didn't see you sneak into the chat. How's it going, John? In the coming weeks, we're gonna see a video where I work on one of John's cars. It won't be a live stream, it'll be an actual video. But keep a lookout for that one. You won't be able to miss it. It'll be so big that you can't even miss it. If you catch my drift. Alright, so now we gotta let that dry. That's the fun part. Yeah, I guess I didn't really explain that, Mike. I am using... I started with cobalt blue. There it is. Cobalt blue. And then I went in with paradise blue and blended them. I didn't change my brush or clean my brush or anything. I just went over it again to get that fade, but didn't go all the way down. And then I went in with white. That's basically how I do my gradients. Sometimes I just do white and then go over it with pencil crayons if I want a softer look, like a more pastel look. But I'm experimenting with paints these days, and I'm really happy with the results. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, I did the same thing on this side with different colors, but obviously I weathered it pretty heavy, and yeah. So let's just let that dry. In the meantime, does anyone have any questions? I was gonna grab another car, but I don't want to get caught up in another car this late and then get stuck, if you know what I'm saying. So here we are, watching paint dry. I should note my paints at the beginning like Bob Ross. Sorry. I could do that, except that I never know what I'm going to do. That's the only thing. Bob Ross, super meticulous, had everything planned out, and he knew what was up. And when he made, fun fact about Bob Ross, when he made those videos, he made like 4 of the same painting. Or I don't even know the exact number, but he made duplicates of the same painting every time for various aspects of the filming. And yeah, so he knew what was up, and so every Bob Ross painting that's on one of his shows, there's duplicates of that painting. So yeah, he knew what he was doing. He was planned. He was planned? Maybe he was planned, I don't know. It was planned. He had a plan, and he would be able to put his colors along the bottom of the screen, much like I have this on the bottom of the screen telling you that Third Rail Thursday next week is on M&M Rails. But yeah. Bye, James! But yeah, no, I just make it up as I go. I have a drawer full of paints here, and I have paint markers in this drawer, and I have pencil crayons, and I have zero plan, and I just go for it. I just go for it. Just do what I gotta do. And it's always fun. And you never know what you're gonna get. This coffee is not warm anymore. It's kind of sad. I really want this thing to dry. What do you guys think? Should it dry? Okay, well, it's probably dry enough that I can do an outline. So we're going to do that. Can you guys see what I'm doing? It's actually still kind of wet for this. So I'll use dots instead of lines. And then that way I'm not dragging any paint. And I can get it done. Look at that. All right, bye, Sean. Have a good one. You guys are all fading on me. I'm almost done, man. Just hang on. Just hang on. I'm almost done. We'll just finish up this car and call her a day. There we go. Where did it go? There it is. I'm going to use this one. Just like that. And then I'm going to use this one. Heath says, am I the only one that can't believe it's not October, or it's October already? No, honestly, I still feel like it's the beginning of the summer. And I feel that way because I feel like I haven't done nearly as much as I wanted to this summer. And it's making me a little bit sad that it's already October. And I can even get on board with it being September, but September's already over. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. Not gonna lie. So let's, what does this look like? That is cool. There we go. I'm not, Heath, because graffiti is a year-round thing. It just happens. It happens that way. You know? Because I don't like pumpkins. Pumpkins remind me of October. And October reminds me of it getting cold. That's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. There we go. There we go. Now it says Forever DC 302. I'm happy with that. Do I have... Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Oof. That is a very stuck lid. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I found an orange paint marker and it's super, super stiff. So that's not gonna happen. That goes in the garbage pile. Alright, so let me zoom out a little so you guys can see the final result. So we got some graffiti on top of graffiti on this side. And of course, we got marshmallow on this side. I don't want to set it completely down because the paint's still wet on this side. But you guys get the idea. And of course the roof, super weathered. That used to be blue, now it's not. And yeah. I appreciate you guys. I'm very grateful that you guys took the time to spend your Thursday evening with me and all my shenanigans. Yeah. Thanks, Heath. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And of course, Doug, I'm glad you like the car. Marsha, I'm also glad you like the car, seeing as it's clearly your car. And yeah, I think that's about it. Wow, I ended early. I said 10 o'clock, but it's actually 9:30. I am going to call it, though. I'm not going to stall until 10 because I'm hungry. And I'm tired. I haven't had dinner because that's what I do on Third Rail Thursday nights is I don't have time to eat dinner by the time I get home and get the kids to bed and get ready for my live. It's difficult. But yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you once again for joining me, and don't forget, next week, 8 o'clock on Thursday night is M&M Rails, so please stay tuned for that. And tell a friend if you have friends. I assume you guys have friends. Tell a friend about this channel if you haven't already. And that'll be fun because I enjoy growing this community of people. I consider you guys all friends, and it's super fun. And I'm ranting now. Everyone's saying goodbye in the chat and good night and all those fun things. And me too. So yeah, thank you guys. Good night. Thanks for watching, all those fun things, and remember, until next time, they make it like that. I'm going to close off on the website again. Don't forget to go to www.theymakeitlikethat.com for all your model railroad graffiti needs. You can click that little contact button and get in touch with me if you want to get some graffiti done. Super cool. All of that fun stuff. Alright. This is not pre-recorded. This is just me talking.